Way back when, the first show we did, actually, it was called The Food Dude. We were in Harlem in 1999, 2000. We've been here a few times since, but it's been too long, so we wanted to revisit Harlem. To that end, I needed a Sherpa, Adriane Mack.
Yes.
You live here, it's your community. I don't pretend to know all of the boroughs. I barely know Manhattan at this point. Tell us what's on the dice today, because you live here, you're a foodie, you and I made a wine tasting. I'm like, girl, let's do this. So where are we going today?
We're going to check out Beer International, have some great beers from Sugar Hill Beer, which is local right here from Harlem. Jado Sushi, fantastic fresh sushi, some sake. And then we're going to check out the winery, fantastic wine boutique. End off the night with some French food at Yatanga French Bistro and a fantastic live music show at the Shrine World Music Venue.
Beer, wine, sushi, food, music, Harlem. What's wrong with this picture? It's gonna be a fun day, girl.
It's gonna be awesome. Let's do it.
Thank you. Stay tuned. I'm Mike Colameco, chef and food lover. Come with me and meet some of today's most interesting chefs and their crews that work in their kitchens. Real chefs, real restaurants, and real recipes. That's what's on the menu. This is Mike Colameco's Real Food. Over the years, we've covered Harlem from time to time, starting with our Food Dude pilot back in 2000, but it's been a while. It's been too long, and things keep changing up here. So today, on one little stretch of Frederick Douglass Boulevard, with my Sherpa, Adriane Mack, in tow, we're going to visit a great little beer garden, a butcher shop, a wine store, a Pan-Caribbean sushi joint, an old-school bakery, and end up at a restaurant/music venue up on Adam Clayton Powell Boulevard, a few blocks north. Big day. So let's start at the beer garden with a New York-based brewer who started her own company, Harlem Brewing Company. And I'm here with Celeste, who is a brewer.
Brewster.
Brewster? See, I've already got something wrong. You can tell I'm not a beer guy.
That's okay.
Talk to me about how you got into beer, because you've been doing this a while.
Yeah, I got into beer just fumbling around in my kitchen. I love cooking with beer and wine, and like anything else, I like to cook. I decided one day to try making beer. I started researching it and learned that it was very much like making my mom's homemade soup. Big stainless steel pot, put it in the water, put in the barley, and a soup.
So you go from a home brewer to what you're doing today. Talk to us about your company, because it's a pretty cool story.
Well, the Harlem Brewing Company started in my apartment in Harlem. It was really just a hobby. I didn't think about name or any of that. I had some inspiration from some friends that were brewing and thinking about brewing in Harlem. The real idea was to actually build a brewery in Harlem. This was in the early 90s, around 1994, 95. We're trying to build a brewery in Harlem, and it really wasn't met with a lot of reception, the idea of brewing in Harlem. I never thought, I was like, oh, it's just a liquid, but you know, there are a lot of social issues and concerns about that idea.
We're sitting here with a big wad of, it's not what you're thinking, it's hops. Come on, cut
Right,
that
a
out.
lot of people think that's...
Cut that out. Say it's a similar family. That's another show for another day. But where are these grown?
They grow very locally. They're a perennial plant.
Yeah.
They're used to kind of impact the character of beer through its aroma and flavor.
Huge. Yes.
Love that sound. That's the best sound in the world, right?
Are you a beer person as
I
well
was
as a wine?
just going to say, I am a wine girl, as we met through wine. And I have to say, this is what got me to try other beers.
Where do we find this to buy it?
Beer International, where we are, of
That's
course.
why we're here.
And right down the block at Best Ship Market, Fairway Market, Jazz at Lincoln Center, Metropolitan Museum. So we're very excited to have gotten support over the past 11 years that we've been here and working on getting our own brewery open here.
Yeah, Harlem's got to get on. Adriane and I, you talked about this, like, when's Harlem going to get the Brooklyn thing?
They need to get
like,
it,
dude, like the
yeah.
Brooklyn is like the DIY thing in Brooklyn's like, it's so full on. And Harlem's like, come on, wake up, guys. There's this whole thing happening.
Catch up.
Just a matter of time. We're getting there. We're moving.
We're laying down the challenge.
So we got the tomatoes.
This is a menu that works with beer. Everything works with beer. You picked a mussel dish, which is perfect. You think of beer, you think of Belgians, you think of mussels. What are the driving flavors in this dish?
This dish has, especially the mussels, is imported from Prince Edward Island.
Yeah.
It's cultivated mussels, so it's very clean. And what I do, I have an herb de Provence, garlic, white wine, tomatoes, Spanish onion, cilantro, and crushed red peppers.
We have the beer, we have the hops. When you make mussels at home, you use beer?
Yes.
I was thinking, you know. Just adding
I
white
do.
wine, I'm like, wait a minute. Let's put some
use
beer in
wine
there.
too, but,
Come on. It's his recipe, it's his kitchen.
This is delicious.
You're originally from
From Germany.
So you know a thing or two about beer, one would assume?
One would assume. Actually, I didn't know that much about it until we opened up. I do now.
You do now.
Yes.
And Usman, how about yourself? Originally, where are you from?
I'm from Senegal.
Okay.
And
We met about 15 years ago, I would say easily, like 15 years ago.
Right.
And we decided to go into business together. We opened up a lounge, music lounge in the East Village for 10 years. And then we decided to come up to Harlem to open up a beer garden. We had been exploring Harlem for quite a while. We had the idea for a beer garden. This avenue didn't have any churches, so we knew there was not going to be any problem with getting beer and wine or liquor license for that matter. So that was very attractive. I was very close to Central Park. We looked at the demographics in the neighborhood. Lots of young families lived around here, had bought brownstones maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago. They had no place to go. So it was really a marketing decision.
As Harlem has gentrified, there's been a lot of Europeans that have moved up here. I've been reading about it, bumping into friends of mine that are French, that are German, that are Swiss, that were just for some reason attracted to Harlem.
we're starting to realize it now. But you know, as we talk to our customers that comes here on the daily basis, some of them has been living here for 10 years, some of them for 12 years. So they were here way before
Pioneers.
anything happened.
Yeah.
And they were dying to have a place like Beer International in the neighborhood.
So we weren't even planning on this being part of the shoot, but I'm walking down the street, 115th and Fredericksburg Boulevard, and there's this butcher shop that's been here about a year. All New York State, natural, grass-fed, pasture-fed, organic, super clean. Pretty much like what Jake Dixon's doing down the Chelsea Market, but 115th Central Harlem. I'm like, really? So I go in, talk to the guys, and you know, they're cool. They got the hats, they got the ties, they got the whole new butcher chic thing going. I mean, what doesn't Harlem have now? How freaking cool is that? I mean, when did you go to a wine store where you actually see soil samples? This is soil from Chateau Aubrion. Stony. That's the soil. A lot of Bordeaux looks like this. We were there years ago filming. Okay, Lafite Rothschild. If you've never been to Lafite Rothschild and you've dreamt of it, that's what the grapes grow in. How cool.
We carry a lot of different wonderful wines, and being that we're a small store, we only have about 430 placings, bottles, and our goal is to find little small reasons. We even, right behind you, just so you know, is a wine from Hungary.
It's a Gewürztraminer, which is normally a German varietal that you think of, but it's a Gewürztraminer from Hungary.
Yep, and it's a very dry Gewürztraminer.
You've got these great taste notes: lychee, spice, lots of acidity, round, pungent, blah 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 blah. So you can, this is what consumers love. You can come here, you get educated, shop. Part of your buying, and again, as I came in here and we were getting ready to shoot, I'm looking at the labels and I'm spinning them around and I'm seeing this sort of list, this really nice condensed list of importers that I love. You've got an importer coming in today, so this is kind of how you're buying, is you have importers come to you, you do tastings, you like it, you buy, you're not stroked, we'll pass.
Exactly.
As a wine importer, I go to France 2 to 3 times a year. And what I'm really trying to do is to bring the hidden gem, I would say, more of the unexplored, undiscovered, and unknown jewelries that have been made in the south of France, more specifically in the Languedoc region, and bring it to the United States.
All right, guys, I want you to taste some of the sake that we carry.
Run by the same owner as the winery nearby, Gold Coast Newcomer. Giotto Sushi features straight-up first-rate sushi and sashimi mixed with an a la carte menu offering hot food from the kitchen at really reasonable prices. Got the fish. You can see she's cooked perfectly. Look at this. She's got that beautiful color in there, super moist. Plus signature cocktails and a solid sake collection, too.
This is the Taisetsu snow dome. Comes from an area in Japan, an island, where they get a lot of snow up there, so it's a little drier than usual, but very clean flavor.
Oh, wow. That's delicious.
Hello, from Korea.
You fillet it without skin.
Yes,
You
yes.
slice off the skin.
Yes.
Perfect. Don't try this at home. And he's done this a few times. And his thumb's still attached to his hand.
Yeah, I
so
see that, yeah.
So you don't make mistakes. Why am I drinking more sake? Because it's good.
Because it's delicious.
And it's in front of me. Jesus.
Don't fight it.
A lot of skill. A lot of skill.
Lots
These
of
guys have
skill.
great knife skills.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
블루 carpaccio.
It's like the ocean.
Yeah.
Just
Super
tastes like the
fresh.
ocean. And the flavor really develops as you're chewing.
Sushi means vinegared rice in Japanese. The most important part is rice, I believe. So it's not only slice of fish on top of a bowl of rice, but we think it's very important.
The rice.
Yes, rice and fish, the balance.
So you've never had it. I'm glad I'm sitting next to you when you lose your sea urchin virginity. Because this is so unusual, this is so different. I mean, like truffles, like other things on the planet, there's simply nothing like this except this. So if someone says, what's it taste like? I'm like, nothing like it. There's nothing I can compare sea urchin to.
Describe it.
Yeah, and this I'm not gonna do any soy sauce with.
Or maybe if you don't put the soy sauce, I can put the salt.
Flip just a little bit of salt, please. And you can eat this with your fingers if you want. Is okay? Fingers okay?
I'm gonna go for the fingers.
Fingers is
because
actually perfectly good etiquette for
you don't have. I was gonna say you don't have to do it because of me. Oh wow, that is amazing. You're right. It doesn't. There's nothing you can compare that with.
No.
You're coming in at a time when we are celebrating our 16th anniversary as a retail shop.
1-6.
Yes,
Almost 20
1-6, our
years.
sweet 16.
Wow.
So, which is exciting. I mean, we started this business in our home. My mom started this when I was a little girl, and I saw the vision of us opening up a store, and our clients have been with us for generations. So this one is a straight decorated cake. We always want to write on the cake first. It was always decorated cakes.
Okay, period.
We started out selling decorated cakes as
But literally at a mom's kitchen
Yes, my mom
stands, mixers,
yes.
and an oven that wasn't big enough.
The KitchenAid mixer that would burn out every so often, right before the holiday.
Yeah, thank you.
And we had, I helped her as well as my brothers, so we were able to open up not one, but 2 shops in Harlem.
Little flour. And where did Mom learn baking from? Where did that
My
come?
grandmother.
So it's just from the family. And Grandmom's from where originally?
Mississippi, where my mom happens to be right now
No
visiting.
kidding. So it's the southern tradition of
this is
these
deeply
great.
rooted.
And you do a banana. How do you make your banana pudding? I'm curious because it looks so cool with bananas and Nilla wafers. But what's the pudding base? Is it like a pastry cream lightened up?
That is a pastry cream base, and then we have our fresh bananas. And we do, some of the top of the line vanilla wafers. Classic vanilla wafers. Like I said, if you don't have vanilla wafers, make some cookies at home.
That gets involved with baking.
No,
I don't
trust
know.
me, it is not that hard.
Yeah.
It is really not that hard.
That's why there's a line out the door.
Yes.
That's why when we walked in, there were 15, 20 people here in Cincinnati. There's been about 100 that have come in and out, and everyone seems to know what they want. They come up to the counter and I want 2 of these, 3 of those. I've got to do it with the wafer too.
Well, I'm extremely grateful for being in this community, and Harlem is definitely home for me.
Thanks again.
You're welcome. Hope to see you again.
Almost 20 years, Sweet 16 in Harlem. This is great. You will see me again.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Last spot. It's been a whole day in Harlem. You've been great. You're batting 1,000, kid.
Thank you.
Everything's been too cool. Tell me where we are, physically where we are, what, and why we're here. Because you're so stoked about this, and the woman that owns the bake shop loves this place too.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Well, we are on Adam Clayton Powell between 133rd and 134th. My most favorite place to listen to some live music, everything from jazz to reggae to African music, is at the infamous Shrine World Music venue. And then also right next door to catch some great French cuisine is the Yatanga French Bistro.
The idea of having Shrine is dream come true.
And every night it's different acts.
Every night,
There's
7
5 o'clock, 7 o'clock,
yes,
9 o'clock,
yes,
11 o'clock. So you can come, it changes all the time.
Exactly, yeah. The idea of Shrine Festival, I play music since back home from Burkina Faso, West Africa.
Yep.
And Fela Kuti
Amazing story, amazing musician, a legend.
My big hero is my Malcolm X. So the idea of having shrine is dream come true. I work and I had found partners, and you know, Monday through Monday, 6 to 5 bands a night. Weekends mostly with DJs, African DJs, and old school hip hops and all of that. Yeah.
How freaking cool!
Yes.
Thanks for coming to New York with your wife and opening up this venue, and now we're going to be able to hang out all night.
Thank you, Harlem. Harlem is like my home.
Talk about that. Talk about that. Talk about Harlem for you.
Harlem for me, I don't know in English how to explain this. You know, back home, as a musician, you dream to
come to Harlem to perform,
or even not to perform Facebook, but to see Michael Jackson walk out of Apollo and you know, you can shake his hand, or James Brown,
right.
and, you know, it's just a cultural capital of you know, of the planet.
The world of the planet.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the best lamb in the city. The best dish in the city.
Look at that. We got garlic. We got all sorts of little vegetable mirepoix there. You got gorgeous color across the top, bubbling away. The shanks of the meat's going to fall off the bone. That could be my dinner tonight.
That's for sure.
What's the cooking liquid, chef? Lamb stock?
No, red wine.
Red wine.
Red wine and
classic. Little school, little flour,
a little
little
butter.
butter, a little flour.
So now we have to start to. Now I have to put a little polenta, just a little heavy cream. This is very important.
Cheese.
Parmesan. That's the taste. The olives. That's the make the difference. A little tomato, a little butter, just a little to
smooth it out, thicken it up. Here's some string meat, chef.
Thank you very much. This is gonna be very nice. Look at that. All right, it's ready to go. Look at that. Look the sauce. The consistent. That's ooh. It's not beautiful. Look
Beautiful
at
to
that.
me. It's a heck of a plate of food.
That's the lamb shank.
Fantastic.
Look at that.
Gorgeous. Long day shooting. So let's end the way I end a lot of my days in Manhattan, with food, booze, and music at Yatanga French Bistro and The Shrine.